What's up, guys? So this is a guide for the Warlords. This is specific for the Baldridge for the stage 2 boss. And first of all, let me just go over a bit of the loadouts. Now keep in mind, this is a loadout more focused towards killing the boss, not so much the overall map. It is, at least for me, but it may not be for you the best overall loadout to beat the map fast. But it's definitely the best one to kill the boss faster. Now if you're using the Harbinger, I'll tell you the both ways, with the Harbinger, without the Harbinger, and all that kind of stuff, so everyone can do it if you have DLC or not. Now if you have everything unlocked, you would want to use this, which is Weapon Expert level 4, to increase that 20% damage on your Harbinger. And you definitely either way want to try using that I3 to get more 30%. So the damage here stacks, so it's 20 here, plus if you're using the Harbinger plus 50 plus 30 here, you're getting 50+% on the headshot with the Harbinger if you have these two on. So we're gonna give you insane damage. That's why the best way is to use both. Now if you're playing solo, I mean, use Harden of course, because you're gonna get a lot of ping wobble. If you're not playing solo, then you have the wall trick that I taught you in the other guide. Then you don't really need this, but anyway. Now Raider, and I like to use Gunslinger. This is Gunslinger, so you can reload the Harbinger faster by rolling, because this works on every weapon. This is Radar. This is Harden. And if you can use, maybe if you're not so much of a headshot player, you could try maybe using, instead of using the Radar, get the prize fighter, maybe even SPG here or something. Whatever suits you best. I mean, if you can get the headshots, I would say the best class is this, which is Harden, Radar, and Gunslinger to reload faster. Now going into the map, this is on crushing, by the way. I'll try to, as I go live, I'll demonstrate things. Now, so what the way to kill the boss faster is to bypass the damage cap, because when he's vulnerable, there's a limit to how much damage you can do to him before he gets up. He snaps out of the vulnerability. And the way to kill him faster is to bypass the limit. And the way to bypass the limit is by the final shot. For example, I'll tell you the limit for Adam and also for Avery, which I'll make a guide specific on each boss for every stage. But the damage for the pirates, which would be Adam and Avery, it's if you're doing solo like I am right now, the damage cap is I think it's 9,500, around that. It's more than 9,200, which is the amount of damage you can do with a headshot using these two boosters, that I and Heavy Weapon Expert 4. On the Harbinger headshot, you will get I'll write the numbers on the screen so you can see. You can do 9,200 if you have those two boosters on, and then headshot with the Harbinger. So, like I told you, the limit for solo is 9,500. So you could pretty much do 2 headshots, you see, because he only gets up as soon as you hit that limit. So if I give him a headshot, I would still have like about 200 damage left to do before he snaps out, before I hit the damage cap. So pretty much the shots, the beginning shots doesn't matter. They don't really matter. What really matters is the last shot, the one that's like the closest to the damage cap. Because every amount of damage that it doesn't like stop. So like I said, you do a headshot, now you only have 200 left before you hit the damage cap. If you do another like 10,000 damage, that 10,000 is still going to count the full damage, even though it is more than the damage cap allows, you know. So if you do a 10,000 damage at that point, you're not gonna get 200 out of it. You're gonna get the full 10,000. So that's the way you kind of exploit the damage cap. Once we get to the boss, it's gonna be very clear to see that. Now, I also don't have here, but it would be good if you can use Gear Master as well, level 3, so you can have 7 grenades, because you can stun him with have him vulnerable with the grenades as well. You can have him vulnerable with the grenade launcher and the RPG. Pretty much the only 3 weapons you can stun him with, because they are explosives. Now, you see this is Injurious Eternity. You want to get one of those as well, solo or not, because I'm going to tell you how to beat him pretty much solo or not solo. Host or not host. I'll tell you everything you need to know, so stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss anything. And so you want to get the Injurious Eternity because there's a brute, at least on crushing. I mean, pretty sure every difficulty there's a brute. But pretty much he's more dangerous than the boss itself, so it's very important that you kill him as soon as you can. He's gonna get you killed more than the boss will. His weapon is stronger. And having the Injurious Eternity makes it really easy to kill him and fast, as you'll see. Now, there is also like 2 spawn points for the boss that he can show up from. And I'll show you as soon as I finish this. Okay. So you're gonna spawn, like, let's just say it would be the Warlord round right now. He can spawn here behind this little house, or he can spawn there on the left next to the cars, like right here. He spawns right here. So I mean, if you have 3 players, I mean, you will want to have one guy here watching this spawn in case he comes here. You will have one guy in the middle, like right here, so he's close to both of the spots, as close as he can be to both of the spots. And you will have the 3rd guy somewhere around here or so. So he may spawn in front of him. Because like as soon as he spawns, he pretty much spawns by himself. So you have a few seconds to capitalize on as much damage as you can do before the other enemies start to show up, including the brute itself that I told you earlier. And when he's by himself, it's just 100 times easier. So we want to take advantage of that and do as much damage as you can during those seconds. Now, for 3 people, you don't really need to have everyone shooting him when he's vulnerable, because like I said, there's a damage cap. So, and the damage cap is small enough that only one person can hit him by himself, you know. You don't need 3 person shooting to do that much damage. So you can have like one guy with the loadouts that I just showed you, and he maybe used the harbinger, while the other two you can have one guy focused only on killing the brutes, one focusing on just stunning the boss with the explosives, and you can have one guy just with the harbinger, which is the one that's going to be doing the damage to the boss when he's vulnerable. I mean, it's pretty much the best way you can set it up. Then you get the, you know, the most out of it. When I did the, if you see, search my channel, I have the world record with 3 players and not using any glitches, which we pretty much did that. We just, every player had his own role. One was to kill the brutes, one me, I was shooting the boss, the harbinger, and the other guy was stunning the boss. So like I was saying, there's 2 spawns. You might want to, you know, separate everyone if you're in the team. If you're just playing with randoms, which then you cannot communicate, or maybe you're just solo, you might want to stay here, maybe, because then you can, you know, you're closer to both of the spawns, so he will spawn as closest to you either way as he can. Now you can also stay here, which would be ideal, solo or not. I mean, you can have the behind these blocks or further. You don't want to get closer than this. You can have all the 3 players here, but you're betting on it. But it still would be ideal, because then he spawns right in front of you, and all 3 people are pretty much have an angle on him right away. Let's see what else. Yeah, so I mean, if you're playing with randoms or people that you cannot communicate with, then you will pretty much have to do everything by yourself at that point. They might help, but you're not really, you shouldn't really count on that. And oh, also you see that there's enemies using the grenade launcher. You want to capitalize, because it takes money to buy the weapons, so if you can have the you can grab the launchers from them when you kill them, so you don't have to buy from the box. Now I think you only get like 6 shots total from the China League. You can have a total, you can hold a total of 8 if you buy 2 times in the box. But because you don't have a lot of money, in this map, it's good to save as much as you can. I don't know, maybe you might need a revive during the boss fight, you know, something like that. You need money to buy the ninja, so maybe you need money to buy grenades. So it's good to save your money in this map as much as you can. You see, I didn't even bought a weapon. I'm just using the meta, which is a pretty good weapon as it is. As good as the FKL pretty much. Or you can just grab the sniper, because there are snipers in this map, so they drop the M14. You can use that too. The only spawn I think on the siege. There he is. There he is. And so you save as much money as you can. Like this, you just grab the M14. And finally we're at the boss. Okay, so again, the Harbinger, it's a DLC weapon, so if you don't have it, what you want to use instead, if you don't have the Harbinger, then there's really no point in using the Heavy Weapon Expert level 3. But at that point, the best you can do if you don't have the Harbinger is to get the Mazur, which is pretty much the the highest damaging weapon that you have available. And also, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to demonstrate here, but okay, I got it. So you see, if I kill myself, what this does is this restarts the round and skips the cutscene from the boss, which counts towards your time. So you see I have 9 minutes there and 9 seconds. If I had watched the cutscene, I would lose about 15 seconds, because while the cutscene is rolling, the time is still rolling as well. Now let me see if I can, you see he's alone, he just spawned alone. You want to capitalize on this time as much as you can. Do as much damage as you possible now, where there's no one else to bother you. You see, you got some really, you see the first thing that comes is the choker. You want to take him out, because he's going to get your kills, so take him out as soon as possible. And the next team that's going to show up is the brute. Now, let me just talk about, you see this move that he does, the circle of fire. Now there's two things you need to know about this move. When he's at, you see now he has more than half of his health. When he has more than half of his health, the ring is almost instantaneous, which means it's almost impossible to escape it if you're not already moving. So, and it is also a one-hit kill. You see, it only took like less than 2 seconds to hit me. That's because he has more than half his health. Now, if he's less than half his health, then the explosion is not that fast. Now, you see, as far as the enemies go, there's like these light guys, 1 or 2 of them. There's one guy that shows up with the ARX, and there's one like this that has the China Lake. So if you run out of ammo and you also don't have any money, the best you can do is to kill this guy that has the China and get the ammo from there. Now shooting him is kind of pointless because he keeps teleporting like that. You see the RX guy and the other one that should be there earlier. Now, one thing that you should have in mind when fighting Adam is that you can pretty much get him to go whatever you want because he's always following you, so you see he's there. If I get over here, he's gonna follow me no matter what. He's not gonna just stick around because he's trying to kill me. So I don't know, maybe you're the last man standing and you want to get better positioning. Just know you can do this, given that you have the time for it, of course. You see that he's following me. Doesn't matter where I go in the map, he's going to follow me. And this is also a good way to get him away from the other enemies. Because if you see that I was already moving, so it's easy to escape the fire. But if you're like in cover and he does that, while he has more than half of his health, you're pretty much dead because it explodes way too fast for you to escape. But anyway, like I was talking, if you keep running like this, it's pretty easy to keep him away from the other enemies because he's always the first one the fastest to follow you. Because if you just stay still, I mean, they're gonna surround you pretty easily. You see, like I said that, you almost have no time to dodge that, so unless you're already moving, it's almost an instant kill, which is not good. So that's why you need to especially with him, you need to capitalize on this time that he's by himself to do as much damage as you can. The reason for that is because once he's past half health, that ring of fire is going to be slower and much easier to avoid. Now you see what I did there? I mean, ideally you would to bypass the max damage, you would need to have that I3 and 2 headshots, like I did not do there, but you would have to do 2 headshots to get the max out of it. Because you see, one shot is like almost 7,000, and like I said, the limit is about, you see, 6,400. The limit is like 9,500. So if you do 2 shots, 2 headshots, it would be like 12,000 damage to him, which will have about 4,000 of bypass. So let me see if I can get him to do the fire. You see that he has less than half health now. And okay, now he does the fire. You see how long it takes to explode? It's pretty much triple or twice the time, so it's much easier to avoid. Now it's only like this after he has less than half health. So yeah, so that's why he's very dangerous while he has the that's why you need to get him to below mid health as soon as possible. Otherwise it's a bit of a nightmare to kill him. Now, okay, so I'm showing the best way would be like that. You stun him, and then you get, oh, also when he's doing you see that he's kind of vulnerable. You can shoot him at will when he's like this, because he's like flying. He's not teleporting around. So even though he's not vulnerable, he's pretty easy shot. Still you can get some damage out of that. Maybe you don't have the China at that point. I don't know. If he's like this, it's almost impossible to hit him. You can still do it, but yeah. So if you don't have the Harbinger, if you have this, the skills enough to do the headshots, the best thing you want to do is 2 headshots right away when he's vulnerable. I mean, it is very hard, but that would be ideal. Now, if you don't have that, I mean, any weapon will do really. Then you just want to like stun him, get around him and shoot him. Like you see, just like stun him and shoot him, no problem. Just know that if you can get the headshots, it will be a lot faster. Now, as you can see on solo, the brute it really takes a while to show up. But if you have 3 players, I'm on crushing, but like I said. So, but if you had 3 players, the brute he comes a lot faster. And what you want to do is, as soon as you show up, he shows up. You throw the injure on him. I don't know if I have to kill the other ones for him to show up. Maybe I need to. Oh yeah, and like I said, just keep in mind that grenades also are very good to start him. Let me just restart so it doesn't die. So let me see if I can get him to spawn here. So if he spawns here, is the best way. Yeah, he did not win. Oh yeah, just keep in mind you can always die again. You see that the round started? Because the timer is gonna stop when you're dead. You can always just keep restarting like this very fast until he spawns where you want him to, which is right in front of you. Right here. Yeah, he's not cooperating there. Let's try again. So you see, doing this just wasted me like 2-3 seconds, which is not much at all for the benefit, for the amount of benefit that you're gonna get if he spawns in front of you. You see, the first thing he does is go over there, which is your first shot. Every time he spawns here, he goes over there. Then he usually climbs up here, and from here you see he starts to kind of run around. And from here he might drop down over here, or he climbs, yeah, like that, or he climbs up here where I am now. That's usually the pattern he does. You see, when he's like this, you can shoot him pretty easily. And then always remember to kill the hunter as soon as you see him. And yeah, so keep in mind if he spawns over there, over here, that's what he does. If he always comes here first, then by then usually you already shot him. So he then goes up here, then usually shoot him again, then he's gonna go away by dropping down here. And yeah, because I'm on solo, I mean, it's somewhat easier. There's less enemies, but with 3 people, you will get the brute right away. Oh, there the brute is. I guess I had to kill them first. So as soon as you see him, what you want to do is throw the ninja, and then you see he gets a lot slower. Then you want to finish him as soon as possible, do headshots and all that. Now, yeah, I die here, but you get the point. Especially if you have all the 3 people shooting him. You see, he's not that strong. He also drops this weapon, which you can use to kill the other ones. Maybe you need a China. So he kills them pretty fast. Okay, so now I already told you about the bruise. You know how to deal with him. And then, well, remember, kill the brute as soon as possible. As soon as you see him, you can do this because he's the most dangerous. Now, I'm gonna tell you about the stunning the boss, which is a very crucial point. Now, because you see, there's a little timer to where you can stun him again. So, let's just say I stun him, right? So he's gonna get up. And see, now he's not vulnerable. So if I shoot him again, nothing is going to happen. There's a little time you have to wait. You see, now that time is gone, so I can shoot him again. But just know there's a time to that. And I'll tell you how to, he's immune for that period of time. And I'll tell you how to know for sure that that time is gone. Because pretty much what he does is, he does one of 2 things after he gets up. He's either gonna shoot you, or he start kind of running away all over the map. So let me see if I can show you that. So okay, he's stunned. He's gonna either shoot me or he's gonna run. Look. So let's do it again because he meleeed me. Okay, so he gets up. You see, then he's gonna go away, and then he's gonna see, now he shot me. Out of those 2, he shot me. But he can also just keep running, keep teleporting at me. So to know for sure that you have that the immunity time has passed is that your Q is whatever he does. So you need to wait for that shot or for that teleport. That's when you know. You see, now he's immune. Now I know. See, now the time is gone because he's either gonna shoot me or he's gonna continue running. So he's vulnerable. He's immune. Now he's vulnerable again. You see, he stops to shoot me. That's my cue that I can shoot again. Same here. Now he teleports a bit. Now he chose to shoot me again. That's when I know he's vulnerable. And that's pretty much the fastest way you can do to like keep stunning him constantly. Because if you just keep shooting when he's immune, you're just wasting ammo. You're not really helping yourself. So remember, the Q is whatever he does. He's either gonna teleport or he's gonna shoot you back. See, he teleports once, and then he does one of those 2. So he teleports once, he's gonna do one of those 2. He chose to shoot every time so far. He teleports and does one of the 2. See? Now he chose to teleport again instead of shooting me. Now, also, of course, you can try to, you know, be faster than the Q itself, but it's kind of risky because if he chose not to shoot you and teleport instead, it's pretty easy to miss the shot if he does that. So I like to have to be sure. So I don't. I'll see. I'm gonna try to do as fast as I can. But it's not as consistent. You see, it was too fast. I didn't really wait for the cue. I just tried doing as fast as I could. This is gonna happen a lot if you're just trying to do fast. So I recommend that you wait for the cue before doing anything. I mean, I think it's about 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's about 3 seconds that you have to wait before starting him again. 1, 2, 3. You see, now he chose to teleport instead of shooting me out of those two. And you see that I also missed a shot. That's what I meant. It's best if you make sure which one he's going to do. He's going to shoot you back or he's going to continue teleporting, so you do not miss your shot. So 1, 2, 3. He chose to shoot this time. Yeah, so you see it's pretty much 3 or 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And most of the time he's going to shoot you back, so you just follow him and wait for that. And as soon as you see he's doing the animation to shoot you, then you know you're good enough to shoot him and to stun him again. Also, you can dodge his bullet. You see that I roll there? He did not hit me. If you roll at the exact time he shoots you, he's gonna miss, or he's either gonna do less damage than he normally would. So if you know he's about to shoot like that, you see? I just dodged the shot. If you know he's going to shoot you, you can dodge it like that. See, now it was too late. Now I did it right, so I dodged this shot. And I took no damage from that. And for the brute, it's pretty much the same thing. As long as he has a sight on you and you're taking shots, if you're just running around like this while the brute is shooting you, he's gonna do more damage than if you're rolling while he's shooting you. So just know that by rolling you can pretty much dodge the bullets. Now let me see if I can show you with the Harbinger how it would be. Oh yeah, I'm gonna also show you what the injury does to him, to the boss itself. So you see, you have about, I think it's about 3 seconds to shoot him. I mean, he's only gonna be vulnerable for about 3 seconds. I'm crushing. If it's on easier difficulties, it's gonna be more time than that. But on crushing, it's about 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, then he's gonna get up. As soon as he goes down as like you saw here, he's gonna get up. So you don't have that much time to do damage. So you need to be pretty much ready at this point. You see, as soon as he hits like the bottom there, he's gonna get up immediately. That's as much time as you have to shooting. Now, if you use something like this, he's gonna be slower, but the timing is still the same. It's still the same 3 seconds before he gets up. So he's still going to get up. He's gonna get up before he hits the bottom as usual, but it would be those same 3 seconds, regardless if he used the injury. It's just gonna be easier to shoot the head because he's gonna be slower. So, but besides that, just know that there's really no advantage to using the injury on him. And yeah, let me see if I can show you how the Harbinger will work. But the most crucial point is that you know the timing to stun him. Remember the Q, which is either if he shoots you back or if he teleports again. Those kind of 3 seconds that you have. That's when you can stun him again. So if you have the Harbinger, you will be using grenades. And what you want to do is shoot him in the using those perks that I told you, have weapon expert 4 and that eye, you would shoot him in the body and in the head. So body, oh wait, I'm using the was there, no, let me restart, easier. Because the reason, I mean, ideally you want to do 2 headshots, but the reason why I'm telling you to do this is because the NPC, he's going to shoot him, and that's counting towards the max damage. So you know, she can kind of screw up your bypassing of the damage, because you need to account her damage also, you know, take into account the damage that she's doing. Now if she's too far away, she doesn't usually shoot him. So one body, fuck man, I used the there you go. But one body, one head, like that. Then he's gonna get up and you do it again. Now let me see if I can show you how she shoots him, the NPC. If she's really far away, she's not really going to shoot you. That's when you do the 2 headshots instead of the body head, because doing the body head is going to, you know, go along with the damage that she's already doing. Alright, he does not want to spawn here. Okay, so you see that she's shooting him. Look at the damage he's taking. It's not much, but she's still doing damage. So if you shoot to the head straight away. Also depends on this map. She's using the Matler, so she doesn't shoot that fast. But on a map like New Devon, she's using the low ass. Then she does a lot more damage to the boss. But because like if you do the headshot straight away, the first shot is to the head, then you, like I say, you will only have at that point about 200 damage left, which she can do with her own weapon, which is gonna screw up your second headshot. You know, he's gonna get up before you can get the second headshot because she did the rest of the damage and not you. You see, she always shoots him. You see, if I had done the headshot there, he would get up before he can do the second shot, which is not what you want. So just keep that in mind. The NPC does shoot him as well. But ideally you want to do 2 headshots with the army here. Let's see if I can get in here. You see he got up with only 1 shot. It's because she shot him. It's because she shot him. So we hit the damage cap before I could do the second shot, and he got up. Now if you do like this, you still have time to do your damage, even though she's shooting him, you know, to do max damage. Now, I mean, anything, like even the explosive itself, it's counting towards that max damage, so it's pretty easy to hit the cap before you can do the 2 headshots in a row. So it's just easier to do the body and the head rather than doing 2 headshots. It's safer, you know, than trying to do the 2 headshots. So just stick to that. I mean, I would recommend that you just stick to that. Do 1 to the body, 1 to the head. With the harbinger, that is. It's pretty easy because you know, you can see him down, so as soon as he's like this, you take the first shot and then the second shot to the head. You can do that before he hits half of those 3 seconds that he's vulnerable. And you see he dies really fast when you do it like this. Oh, you can also do 3 shots to the body in case you miss. If you miss the headshot, you just do 3 to the body, and it's gonna be just pretty high damage. You see, I pretty much did this 2 times, and he's already half of his health gone. I mean, if you want to be really like classy, you can kind of use both, which is the China Lake and the Harbinger at the same time. You just kind of drag them like this, and once he's close, I'll use the China, then I switch, and I go to the Harbinger. But yeah, that's pretty much how you kill him as fast as you can. I mean, if you have these boosters on the Harbinger, and of course I'm doing on solo, but and you can also do this with randoms. I mean, the only difference is that you would be the guy doing everything instead of having multiple roles. I mean, another thing you can do also, I'll give you this little trick thing. You can kind of start with the weapon and finish with the Harbinger, like that. I mean, sorry, the Mazur. You see how much damage that did? Because remember, the key is not the shots. The first shots don't really matter. It's really just the last shot that matters. You see, like that. I'm doing as much damage as if I had the Harbinger with me. Because what you want to do is capitalize on the last shot. So you can also do this if you want. Maybe you can get the, I don't know, maybe I don't know which pistol would be best to do this, but pretty much anything works. You see, he's dead in like 4 downs. You can do this as well if you don't have the Harbinger. I mean, I have level 5 weapons, so that helps. But you can use pretty much anything here. The most powerful ones will be the DC, the Argo Wall, and if you don't have none of those with the DLCs, you can use the Jackal. Those are the most strongest one. Also the Rafika is pretty strong on headshots. So yeah, you see, I mean, there's plenty of ways that you can kill him. Now, if you're not good with the headshots and you cannot do any of this, then no problem. Just do it normally. Just stun him and shoot him with the weapon. I mean, if you know the timing for the vulnerability, you won't have any problem. You see, even using like this weak pistol here, I can kill him pretty fast if I know the timing. See, that's 2 downs. That's 3 downs. You see, 4 downs, he's already half health. The choker's not even here yet. And I'm using only this weak pistol. So I mean, as long as you're not missing the vulnerability time, you can kill him pretty fast. Yeah, and also be careful because they like to rush you like that while you're shooting the boss. But I mean, you get the point. I mean, this is on crushing, so on other difficulties it would be even easier. And I remember why I told you to use Gunslinger, which allows me to do all of this faster because as soon as I roll, I'm reloading. I can also reload the China Lake a lot faster, which is a slow reloading weapon. Yes, that's pretty easy. You can mix the nades with the China if you're reloading or not. See, he's dead already. That didn't take even 1 minute. Now, yeah, I mean, last thing I can cover is if you are with 3 players, the damage is kind of different. So you see, when I'm solo, I'm only doing like the cap damage is going to be like 9,500, and when you have 3 people or 2 people, the cap of the damage is going to be, I think it's 7,000. Yeah, it's about 7,000 the max damage you can do. So yeah, I recommend that you do this, do the pistol and then finish with the headshot. Look how much damage that did. Just remember you have to reload before you can do it again. Yeah, I see I missed that. But and there he goes again, melee me. But I mean, yeah, you can do this. I mean, I'm doing this solo, but just imagine doing this with 3 people when you don't have to do all this yourself. It's pretty easy. Look, he's already half out. But yeah, like I was saying, for 3 people, you want to do the body and the head with the Harbinger. There's no reason to do anything else. Or you can do 2 shots to the body with the Harbinger and head weapon expert 4 and the I3. But because I mean, since the damage is 7,000, the first shot is gonna get you 4,000. And yes, your teammates could still get a couple of shots, because as long as the damage doesn't hit 7,000 before you get the final headshot, you're pretty much good to go. You're doing the max damage and you're still bypassing the limits. Now, so yeah, so if you do pretty much what I'm doing right now. If you're playing with randoms but you have 3 people, you would be the guy doing everything. But you can also, if you have their Harbinger, you'll be using the nades. Wow, see that glitch? You'll be using the grenades instead of the China, because you cannot hold a Harbinger in this China unless you do what I told you, where you can just keep switching them like this, and you can just walk around while you're dragging them with you. As soon as you get the shot, you get an angle, you take the shot, and then you switch to shoot with the Harbinger right away. But yeah, so with 3 people, the only difference is that forget 2 headshots is the body. With the Harbinger sniper is 1 shot to the body, 1 shot to the head, like I showed you earlier. Oh, I don't know what happened there. It just died out of nowhere. But yeah, that's it. The damage, the only difference you need to know for 3 people, it's the damage is 7,000 and not 9,500 anymore. And this is all crushing. And but for the other difficulties, it's pretty much the same. So for hard difficulties, also pretty much the same damage you can do. It's just easier. He stays vulnerable for more time. He does less damage, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much how you kill him. Solo or 3 people, I recommend that you do the Harbinger, 1 to the body, 1 to the head. Or if you have 3 people, you can still do, I mean, the shoot a bit with the pistol, and then you finish with the Mazur with the headshot if you don't have the DLC weapons. I mean, it really doesn't matter. What you want to do is really just to hit that, to bypass the max damage. And now that you know the values, I mean, it's pretty easy to know once you're about to hit that max damage. Oh, and also I mean, it's kind of obvious, but it's good to point out. The max damage is a total. So I'm not saying you can do 7,000, your teammate can do 7,000. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, the total damage he can take at 7,000, regardless if that damage came from you, from the NPC, from the grenade, or whatever. So it's 7,000 with 3 people, and for a solo, it's about 9,500. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, destroy him now. Now that you know what you gotta do, just go ahead and you never struggle with this map again. And again, I'll make a guide on each boss, and I'll also make a guide on the maps itself and the rounds. But for now, take this and go destroy Adam. See you later, guys.